Unfortunately, when it all comes down, whether you believe it now or have to have it proved to you later, the truth is a fire. The truth shall set you free. And the truth has no agenda. But I want you to know tonight, I do have agenda. And here it is. I'm trying to wake police officers up to something that is really important. My agenda is to reach out, in particular, to the police officers who I love and respect in this country. Those people that are teachers and firefighters and police officers standing in solidarity with the unions and the radical leftists. My agenda tonight is that you will see exactly who you're getting in bed with. The enemy of your enemy is not your friend, and you must be extraordinarily careful. By the end of this hour, I believe police officers, I hope police officers will call their own unions and say, what are we doing? And I want to start here, but buckle up because it gets much worse from here. It's a story that came out last September, and surprise, surprise, it didn't get much attention in the media. In fact, this program never mentioned it. Shame on us. September 24th, 2010. The FBI launched a comprehensive raid of 7 Chicago and Minneapolis homes of well-known union socialist and anti-war activists. 20 agents spent all day carrying boxes out of these homes, going through hard drives and cell phones and evidence gathering. So what were they raided for? This is actually a copy of the search and seizure warrant. They were going in because these people they suspected were providing, attempting, and conspiring to provide materials to support the designated foreign terrorist organizations. So let me see if I have this right so far. The unions and the leftists are working with radicals like the Islamists in the Middle East. Wow, I've never heard that theory before. I don't know who could possibly come up with a theory like that. It's crazy, isn't it? In total, 14 people were subpoenaed. And then later, December 9th, more activists in Chicago were also subpoenaed by a grand jury. Each one of those 9 refused to testify. I'll tell you what they did instead. It's pretty amazing. Now, charges have not been filed by our Justice Department. What a surprise there. The subpoenas requested information pertaining to trips to Jordan, Syria, Colombia, and Palestinian territories of Israel. So now why is this important? What does this have to do with the police and firefighters in Wisconsin or anywhere else? Well, because if you are thinking about standing in solidarity with teachers, who, by the way, are great, and I don't think the teachers are communist or anything else, but the unions are real trouble for us, America. Who doesn't want to support the teachers or the firemen or the police? But you must understand that there is more to know about this story, and teachers are being used as shields, and so are you, the cops and firemen. It is unions that you must understand have been infiltrated themselves. You must not become what Lenin called a useful idiot. I am convinced that there are enemies in this country, and I have volumes of evidence of it. It's beyond unions. It's not just unions. It's beyond Richard Trumka. It is Islamic terrorists, and they are being aided and abetted. They are. And we have turned a blind eye in this nation for political correctness or political connections, or political power, or political corruption, but a bomb goes off in this country, and it will be the political connections that did it. So, if you're thinking about standing in solidarity with your brother, you must know who you're standing with. Now, if you don't agree with what you're about to see, then you need to call your union and find out about it. Separate yourself. You are not protesting the same things. You are being used. Let me tell you the story. Here's part 1. Joe Eiselbaker. This is a guy that was, they had a subpoena out for. He works at the University of Illinois. What a surprise. And he is a union steward, an official with the union at, say it with me, SEIU. 25 agents searched his home from top to bottom. Eiselbaker is an activist who is a contributor to this website. It's called Fight Back News. This is a socialist rag website that gives the news from the people's struggle. Joe's defense, quote, all we ever did was work against U.S. military aid. Oh, that's all you did, is work against the U.S. military. Oh, okay, all right. He has also previously spoken at the International Communist Seminar in Brussels. He delivered a speech called A Report on the Labor Union and the labor movement. That's great. He was also a leader of the New Party. The New Party, what's that? Well, that's the Socialist Party that claims that Barack Obama was a part of it in Illinois. But Obama denies that claim. Oh, and it's also now known, the New Party, as the Working Families Party. It's the labor unions party, started by Joel Rogers. Remember him, the wizard? Then there's Hatem Abudaya. He is the executive director of the Arab American Action Network. This was founded by President Obama's controversial friend, Rashid Khalidi. Tight circle so far, huh? Khalidi was a professor at Columbia who was a former PLO operative who justified suicide bombings as legitimate resistance. He advocates sanctions against Israel, and AAAN has received almost $500,000 in grants from the city of Chicago. Oh, and the Woods Foundation, where, remember, Obama sat on the board of directors with Bill Ayers. Then there's Maureen Murphy. This lady is the managing editor of the Electronic Intifada. That's an anti-Israel website. Then there's Tom Burke. He's a member of the Freedom Road Socialist Organization, which, according to their website, there is so much to learn from the countless fighters who have helped scout the terrain ahead on which the road will be built. These include not just Karl Marx and V.I. Lenin and Mao and Ella Baker. The Ella Baker Society, oh yeah, that was Van Jones. He started that, and we'll get to him later. Yada, yada, yada. This is an organization that praised terrorist group FARC. If you don't know who FARC is, they're south of the border. They're responsible for November 2005 kidnapping of 60 people. They also hijacked a domestic commercial air flight. And in March '99, the murder of 3 U.S. missionaries working in Colombia. Oh, they are great. They're described as leading force, the leading force in the struggle for national liberation. Wait a minute, like liberation theology? National liberation and socialism in Colombia. Burke was also the former executive board member and union steward in... Then there is Jess Sundin, known anti-war activist, the Socialist International Answer member. She spoke at an SES national convention. She visited FARC in Colombia in 2000 and concluded that, quote, the FARC are honest people with serious convictions fighting for progressive social change. Got it? You see any common threads here? Now, all of these people are crying foul that it's a witch hunt by the FBI. The FBI, under the Justice Department. I trust the FBI, but the Justice Department, isn't that where, you know, Mr. I'll decide what laws to follow and which to ignore, Eric Holder? I'm wondering if Eric Holder, I mean, how much did it take to get them to go in and kick these doors down, really? I mean, you've got to believe there had to be some serious smoke for him to do that. One activist whose home was raided urged the others not to talk to the FBI. Hey, police, you hearing that one? Don't talk to the FBI. Sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? Build a wall against the FBI. Oh, that's right. This is from CARE, another Islamic organization. That's the poster that they said we were misreading. Some of the activists involved in the raids formed a little group called the Committee to Stop FBI Repression. That, if you go to their website, it directs you right to stopfbi.net. Police officers, you should check this out. It's great. Are you paying attention to this, police officers? Because this is who you're standing in solidarity. Because who's standing in solidarity with Stop FBI? Well, it starts with the AFL-CIO. Committees of Correspondence for Democracy and Socialism. Code Pink, hey, they were over in Egypt. SEIU, Illinois State Council. Socialist Action, Answer. Black is Back Coalition. They demand social justice, peace, and reparations for slavery. Oh, and they also want to free Abu Jamal, or Mumia Abu Jamal, who, if I can remind you just real quick, shot this police officer point blank in the head, execution style. But that's who they're standing with. Also, the Communist Party USA, Radical Women. This is a socialist feminist grassroots activist organization that provides a radical voice within the feminist movement. Only needed one. Also, Bring the Ruckus. They're just trying to forge a path between the Leninist vanguard party, favored by the traditional Marxist parties, and the loose network model of organizing, favored by many anarchists and activists of today. And their final leg comes from the United States Congress. In November of this last year, the Committee to Stop FBI Repression met with the offices of 16 members of Congress, including all of these cats. Oh, look, there's Maxine Waters and Conyers and Ellison, and this is great. The group said the meetings were all positive, with the offices expressing genuine concern about their situation. So what do all these politicians have in common? Far-left progressives or socialists who want to transform America. Gang, the warning bells are ringing louder than ever before. Bonhoeffer and Churchill, I believe, are in the ground right now trying to fashion little bells to ring themselves. America's blood is in the water, and radical Islamists, radical communists, and radical labor union leaders, organizers, know it. They have people sympathetic to their cause, the cause of destroying the Western way of life, and they are using the best, most brave, most beloved of us, the teachers, the firefighters, and the cops, as shields. Please, you must know who your friends are. You must know what the truth is. And it only gets harder from here. Wait until you see what we have next that's being taught in the school. But the truth has no agenda. Remember that.